AITA for refusing to let my sister bring her newborn to my wedding, even though she said it would be just for a little while. This whole situation has been a huge source of stress, and I really don't know if I'm in the wrong here. I, 29F, am getting married in about 3 months, and my sister, 27F, just had a baby about a month ago. My sister has always been a bit dramatic and used to get upset over small things, but I thought this would be manageable. I never imagined it would turn into such a huge ordeal. My fiancé and I decided to have a fairly traditional wedding, mostly indoors, with a guest list of about 150 people. We chose the venue because it has a beautiful garden for pictures and a large hall for the reception. We made it clear early on that this would be an adult-focused event. We didn't explicitly say no kids because some of our friends do have kids, and we understand they might bring toddlers. But we also asked people to use discretion about infants and newborns due to the nature of the venue and timing. My sister had been pregnant for a while before we announced the wedding, so she knew we wanted it to be a mostly adult affair. She told me multiple times that she was planning to have the baby with a nanny or family friend while she came to the wedding. I was relieved because I thought it would keep things simple for everyone. Then about 2 weeks ago, she called me and said she wanted to bring her newborn to the wedding. She insisted that it would only be for a short time, maybe just during the ceremony and the first hour of the reception. She said she didn't want to miss the important moments and that the baby would be well-behaved and quiet. She kept telling me how much it would mean to her, especially because her husband's family can't make it, so she really wants to be there fully. I was immediately uncomfortable with the idea. The baby is only a month old. It's a formal event, and the venue is not baby-friendly. There's loud music, crowds of people, and a lot of standing around. I worried about the baby's health and comfort. I also worried about the disruptions a newborn could cause during the ceremony or the toasts. I explained all of this to her, trying to be gentle, but I told her I really didn't want the baby there. She got upset and said I was being unreasonable and that I was making her choose between her baby and her sister's wedding. She accused me of not being supportive as a family member. I tried to reiterate that it wasn't personal. It was about the safety and comfort of the baby and the event itself. But she didn't back down. A few days later, she sent me a message saying she was still planning to come with the baby and that she would make it work. She also said she didn't want to cause drama, but felt hurt that I wasn't being understanding. At this point, I told her that if she brought the baby, I would have to ask her leave. I even offered to help find someone to watch the baby or pay for a nanny for the day if cost was an issue, but she declined. Now, my parents and some family members are siding with her. They say I'm being too harsh and that this is a once-in-a-lifetime event for her as well. They argue that newborns are part of family, and excluding the baby feels cold. My fiancé's family is on my side, but I feel caught in the middle of a big family fight. The wedding is still weeks away, and I'm worried that if my sister does bring the baby, it will cause a scene. I don't want to have to eject her from my wedding, but I also don't want the day ruined by the stress and potential chaos. So, AITA for refusing to let my sister bring her newborn to my wedding, even though she says it would only be for a little while and that it's really important to her. Or am I justified in wanting to keep the baby out for the sake of the event's atmosphere and the baby's well-being? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of the guest list drama. So, this has been a huge mess in my family for the past few months, and I honestly don't know if I'm in the wrong here. I'll try to give all the relevant details so you can judge for yourselves. I'm 29F, and I have a sister, 27F, named Emma. Growing up, Emma and I were pretty close, but as we got older, our relationship became more complicated. We have very different personalities and values, which has caused tension between us at times. Our parents have always been kind of helicopter parents, very involved in both our lives, and tend to meddle in family conflicts rather than help resolve them. Emma recently got engaged to her boyfriend, Josh. They've been together for about 3 years, and while I like Josh well enough, I've never been particularly close to him. The issue began when Emma started planning her wedding. She made it clear early on that she wanted the guest list to be small and intimate, mostly family and a few close friends. The conflict arose when Emma asked me to provide a list of people I wanted to invite. I gave her a list of about 10 friends and a few distant relatives who I thought should be included because I had close relationships with them. Almost immediately, Emma started pushing back on some of the names, especially a couple of my friends she didn't know well or didn't like because of various reasons she shared with me. She said the wedding was supposed to be about family and the people who really matter, and implied that my friends didn't fit that description. I tried to explain that my friends have been a huge part of my life and that excluding them felt like she was trying to control the guest list in a way that didn't respect my relationships. Emma said the wedding was her and Josh's day and that they should decide who comes, not me. The real kicker came when Emma announced that she had decided not to invite my college roommate, Lisa, who I'm still very close with, and who was actually one of the first people I told when I found out about the engagement. Emma said that Lisa wasn't really part of the family, and that she didn't think Lisa's presence would be appropriate because she had different values and had gotten into some arguments with Josh's family at past events. Emma implied that Lisa was drama, which hurt because Lisa has always been very respectful and supportive to me. I was livid. I confronted Emma and told her it was incredibly hurtful to exclude someone who has been such a huge part of my life just because she didn't approve of her. Emma said I was being dramatic and that it wasn't her problem if I didn't like the guest list. The family got involved after I expressed my frustration to my parents and other siblings. My parents sided with Emma, saying it was her wedding and her choice, and that I should respect her decisions. My brother said I was overreacting and should just accept the invite list as it was. I tried to compromise by suggesting that Lisa could come, but maybe we wouldn't have to sit together or that she could keep a low profile. Emma refused. She said if Lisa was coming, it would ruin the atmosphere of the wedding. So I told Emma that I wouldn't attend if Lisa wasn't invited. I also said I didn't want to come just to sit there feeling like I was walking on eggshells or that I had to pretend to be okay with decisions I didn't agree with. Emma was furious and accused me of trying to make her wedding about me and that I was being selfish. The last time we spoke, she told me not to come at all and that she didn't want me there if I was going to bring drama. The rest of the family is divided. Some say I should just suck it up and go. Others say Emma is being unreasonable for excluding people just because she doesn't like them. I'm stuck because I really want to support my sister and celebrate this huge milestone in her life. But I also feel like I'm being forced to accept a guest list that feels like a personal slight. I'm also worried that if I do go, I'll just end up miserable and resentful, which wouldn't help anyone. So, Reddit. AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because she refused to invite my close friend? Or is she the one being unreasonable? AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of how my future brother-in-law treated my daughter? I, 34F, have always been close to my sister, Emily, 30F. We grew up sharing everything, supporting each other through tough times, and we genuinely enjoy each other's company. Emily has been engaged to her fiancé, Mark, 32M, for about a year now. I met Mark several times before the engagement, and I thought he was fine, quiet, a bit reserved but seemed kind enough. However, since the engagement, I've had more interaction with him, and things have become increasingly uncomfortable, especially around my daughter. My daughter, Lily, is 6 years old. She's bright, outgoing, and generally well-behaved. She loves Emily, her aunt, and was excited when Emily got engaged because she thought Mark would be a fun uncle. Unfortunately, the reality has been quite different. The first red flag came a few months ago during a casual family get-together at Emily and Mark's house. Lily was playing with some toys in the living room when Mark made a snide comment about how kids these days are so loud and annoying. I brushed it off, assuming he was having a bad day. But then, later that evening, Lily accidentally spilled some juice on the carpet. Instead of offering to help clean it or comfort her, Mark loudly said, "Can you be any clumsier? Seriously, it's like babysitting a hurricane." I was shocked and quickly intervened, telling Mark that Lily was just a kid and accidents happen. He rolled his eyes and walked away. That incident was the first time I noticed Mark was openly dismissive and rude toward Lily. I mentioned it to Emily, hoping she'd talk to him, but Emily said Mark was just stressed with wedding planning and that he didn't mean anything by it. I wanted to believe her, so I didn't press further. The situation worsened when Mark started making passive-aggressive comments directed at Lily during family dinners or visits. He would criticize her eating habits, complain about her being too noisy, or make jokes about how much trouble she causes. Emily usually laughed these off or tried to change the subject, but I could see it was making Lily uncomfortable. She started clinging to me more and became quieter around Mark. The last straw came a few weeks ago. We were at a brunch Emily hosted for the bridal party. Lily was excited to be part of the fun and was showing off some dance moves she had learned at school. Mark watched for a few seconds, then loudly said, "Could you stop? You're embarrassing everyone." The room went silent. Lily's face crumpled as she ran to me crying. I took Lily outside, and she told me she felt unwelcome and hated being around Mark because he always made her feel bad. I was furious. I told Emily that this was not okay and that Mark needed to apologize to Lily and stop treating her this way. Emily said Mark didn't mean to hurt anyone and that I was overreacting. At this point, Emily invited me and Lily to her wedding next month. I hesitated, but initially agreed, hoping Mark would behave himself for the sake of family peace. But after the brunch incident, I seriously reconsidered. Last weekend, Emily called me, upset because I told her I wasn't coming to the wedding. She said I was being unfair and selfish. That was her special day, and I was punishing her by excluding myself and Lily. She accused me of making her choose between her fiancé and her sister. I explained that it wasn't about punishing anyone, but protecting my daughter. I can't in good conscience bring Lily to an event where she might be publicly humiliated or made to feel unwelcome by the groom. I also said I needed to see real change from Mark before considering any family gatherings involving him. Emily told me if I didn't come, she wouldn't let me see Lily at the wedding or any related events, and she threatened to cut me out of her life if I kept refusing. I told her that was a hurtful ultimatum, but my priority was my daughter's well-being. Now, my parents and extended family are divided. Some think I'm justified and that Mark's behavior was unacceptable. Others say I'm overreacting and that I should just put my differences aside for the wedding. Emily is furious and hasn't spoken to me since our last conversation. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because her fiancé treats my daughter poorly? Should I suck it up for the sake of family harmony? Or am I right to put my daughter's feelings first?